Welcome back, residents, to more Jurassicville. I'm your host, Alistair, and today we're diving into the land before time to break down the colossal stars of the latest Jurassic Park movie. The last Jurassic World film introduced us to the menacing Giganotosaurus and the horrifying Quetzalcoatlus. But what will be in the upcoming film directed by Gareth Edwards? We're no doubt going to see some new and familiar scaly faces. So it's time to meet the cast that has more teeth than a dental convention. Let's see which dinosaurs are making a exceptional comeback in the yet-to-be-titled Jurassic 7. Of course, this is to be taken with a grain of salt like any rumor about these upcoming films, but today's news comes from Jurassic World fandom, who has got some info right in the past. So there may be some legitimacy to this. So just in case these are legit, here's a light spoiler warning. Thanks to some on-set leaks, we have our first dinosaur revealed, and that is the Parasaurolophus. This maquette is used for lighting references, which means that the VFX team has something to work off to make the CGI look as realistic as possible. I am excited to see this dinosaur return since some of the best scenes in Dominion were of this species, but obviously you want to hear about stuff that has more teeth. So first off, on Jurassic fandom's list, they say the T-Rex will be returning. But if you watched our recent video, you'll know it won't be Rexy, since she's stuck in Italy following the events of Dominion. Instead, she'll be replaced by a pair of sibling Rexes, which will be a first for the franchise. This would be a completely different dynamic to the parental roles that the Rexes had in the Lost World. These siblings would be on the offense more than the defense, more territorial, and even more angry. And they won't be the only gigantic theropod in the film, because we have the return of a fan favorite. Yes, the Spinosaurus is rumored to make a bombastic re-entry to the franchise, living in the Mayan ruins and residing in the jungle swamp. According to Jurassic fandom, the new Spinosaurus will be named after the Aztec god Chalchioclique. You have no idea how long it took for me to try and pronounce that. Named by the locals, and would live in the ruins of an ancient structure surrounded by water. Supposedly with a new, more accurate design, it's said to have a big scene where it attacks a boat with our lead characters in it, and even have a rematch with the T-Rex, but since there's two of them now, it doesn't go so well for her, with the Rexes coming out victorious over the spined lizard. But what is Jurassic Park without the Velociraptor? Said to have a feathered design and be even more deadly, like the Lost World, these raptors would be feral, unlike the intelligent raptors of recent years, like Blue, the only dinosaur whose idea of hunting involves begging for treats and belly rubs. But from behind-the-scenes photos of Jurassic 7, we've seen that the team is growing a field of long grass, which can only mean one thing. We're going to see the return of the pack-hunting menaces of the original films that hide in the shadows, out of sight, ready to pounce. I'm super excited for this, because whilst we got the odd raptor scene here and there in the World films, it just wasn't the same. They haven't been scary for a long time, and Gareth Edwards is about to bring that back with a vengeance. These would prove to be a massive threat to anyone that finds themselves lost in the jungle. And in terms of carnivores that we've never actually seen before in the franchise, this next one might be my most highly anticipated. It says that Megalosaurus will be a part of the upcoming film. One of my earliest memories was seeing the Crystal Palace dinosaurs on the VHS of Walking with Dinosaurs, and being mesmerized by the mid-1800s depictions of these ancient animals. And one of these statues was the Megalosaurus. That, of course, we know now is wildly inaccurate. And only a few years ago, I finally got to see them in real life, which was just mind-blowing. So seeing a Megalosaurus depicted semi-realistically on the big screen would bring a huge smile to my face. I'd almost hope they'd homage this somehow, since these were the world's first full-scale reconstructions of dinosaurs and represent the first 3 species discovered, so they're a massive part of history. Now, in terms of herbivores, The list includes the iconic Triceratops, the majestic Brachiosaurus, as well as the flocking birds Gallimimus, the return of the Nasutoceratops, and the thick-headed lizard Pachycephalosaurus, which hasn't been seen since Jurassic World in 2015, as well as some new faces like Edmontosaurus, which had previously only been seen in fossil form in Lockwood's Manor, and Amargasaurus, which is recognizable thanks to its vertebral spines. But it's not just land animals the film is rumored to get, but also sea creatures. Of course, the Mosasaurus is said to make a reappearance, since it feels like we've barely scratched the surface of what this reptile can do. But it's not the only thing rumored to be appearing, for we'll be getting the Ichthyosaurus, Notosaurus, and Plesiosaurus, all of which will likely get their time to shine in a boat sequence, perhaps prior to the Spinosaurus attack. Sea creatures is something the series has drastically underutilized, and they're arguably some of the scariest animals they could use, since there's nothing worse than not knowing what lurks in the dark depths of the water. But outside of land and water, we have the sky. Dominion introduced us to the terrifying giraffe-sized Quetzalcoatlus, but what else may be out there? According to this list, we'll see Pterodactylus, a genus of large pterosaur alongside Tropignathus, which some of you might recognize from Walking with Dinosaurs. With an insane wingspan of 8.7 meters, this would likely have no problem picking off the humans one by one. So that's everything on the list so far. Now remember, things change all the time during production, and if this list is true, it could be simplified and reduced in scale. Some dinosaurs may be merged together to make a scene more focused and to bring down the runtime, because this is a lot of dinosaurs, and I'd be surprised if each and every one had substantial screen time. If this is true, this would be great, and I'd love to see a Spino and T-Rex rematch, with the Spinosaurus having a more modern design, as well as the emergence of feral feathered raptors. So much potential here, and I hope it meets it. What dinosaur would you like to see the most in Jurassic 7? Let us know in the comment section down below. And don't forget to give us a big old scaly thumbs up to let us know you want more Jurassic content. I've been Alistair, and we'll see you residents in the next one.